John Boy's Radio and Electronics Workbench. Today we have a Uniden Grant XL. It came in a large box full of radios. Somebody sold to me for a pretty good price. Bought the whole box, and I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to try to get it, find out what's wrong with it, see if it works, and get it back up to usable condition. So let's plug it in, put a microphone on it, turn it on, see what we got. Okay, it's already on. Okay, looks like the speaker is probably not working. Okay, gotta hook up this or it won't work. Okay, we got her all hooked up. Okay, I've got some carrier, but not very much. Looks like about 2 watts. Nothing on the meter. Frequency is way off. Clarifier is unlocked, and it's all the way over to the side here to get it on frequency. So I'm going to take this thing apart and see what's going on inside. That'll be next. Okay, the covers are off. Doing a visual inspection. It looks to be a little bit butchered up. So we've got wires on the PLL chip here. It means it's been funnied, so all these 2 switches are probably chopped up. And the clarifier is unlocked. I'm investigating that a little bit. Gonna have to get in here and find out what's going on with that. How they did it. There's that one's, oh, that one's okay, that's part of it. That one's done. Loose. Loose as a goose. That one's still there. This one here. See, this is where the PLL, or excuse me, this is where the clarifier wires go from the pot. So somebody has changed this quite a bit. Let's see, I'm gonna have to figure that out and see what we can do to change it back. I'm gonna have to tear the front of this radio off and see where all the wires go and disconnect all this stuff so I can see where the wires went. And I'll take the front panel off. Let's just disconnect the speaker because I know the speaker is bad. Take this off, set it aside. We'll get her all apart and decide whether I'm even going to try to restore it. Okay. I'll take the front panel off, pull all the knobs, and we'll take her from there. Okay, I got the front panel and the knobs off. Give you a little bit of a shot of the front of this. It's kind of worse for wear. I don't think I haven't been able to get these face plates and bezels for some time now, so I'll try to clean this one up a bit. It should be reasonable, but it's got a lot of scuffs on it. Pretty dirty though. We'll clean that up eventually. Put that aside. And what we have next is I gotta pull this part of it off. I know the meter is stuck. We'll take that apart and see if I can't get that meter serviced. get it back working. The fun part's going to be finding out where the wires go for the front panel switches. Okay, there's got to be a bracket here. Yeah, there it is. There. There. Just want to be able to bend this forward here so I can see, get into these switches and find out what's going on. So there's one. There's a something right there. Good. That's good. Means I can rebuild that switch fairly easy. Let's disconnect. Let's take the wire, take all this apart here so I can see it. I'm doing better. Okay, I'm gonna do some investigating and not bore you with all that stuff. But it appears that this one here can be reconnected right in here. That's this guy right here. I can reconnect that to there. We'll take that all apart, reconnect those wires and plug it back in. And that'll fix that switch after I take the funnies out. I'm going to remove the funnies on it. This is my unit. I don't want any extra channels on it. So we shall get started on that. Okay, I found the other switch wires. Okay, this guy right here. You can see this very well. The two black and red, that goes to the other switch. And that was pulled off of here. So I can reconnect that. And that should be mostly the hard part. And then I got to figure out how to put the clarifier back. There's part of the clarifier there. Looks like two of the wires is okay. I think somebody disconnected that and put it over there. Okay. Maybe I won't have to do that much. I'm going to go ahead and do all this work and we're going to see if it comes back to life. I'm going to remove the meter here. Let's get the meter out because I got to do some work on it. Move that. Get that out of there. Let's see if I can get this meter to come back to life. So these meters, get you a little bit closer up here. This meter is much like all the meters, and you can see if you do this, it should move. It does not move. So I'm going to get some Jujimilagas out. I'm going to get me a resistor out so that I can test it once I free it. Okay, I got all the stuff I need for the meter. Let's see if we can get this meter back working. Otherwise, I'll have to replace it. So we need to peel this tape back. Let's see if I can do it from this side. Get my trusty really fine. See that? Goes like that. Okay. Stick her in here and we try to find this guy here. Oh. Yeah, it turned pretty easy. About a half a turn. And it did. It freed right up. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. Take back over it. Okay, now let's test it. Negative here. Here we got one of these guys on here. I'm going to use this current limiting resistor here. Hook it up to my power supply here. Let's see if we got. Yep, looks like we got. Oh, it looks like it's working. There it is. Full scale, both directions. Very nice. So I'm applying for the 4K ohm resistor, 4.7K ohm resistor. I'm applying about 2 volts right there to get full scale. And it just doesn't matter as long as you have a power supply that you can vary from 0. And turn it up. Make sure that the meter's good. This is how I fixed a lot of meters, and it will go on for probably another few years, hopefully. And that is the meter repair. Needs a cleaning. Let's see how icky gooey it is. It's really dirty on the front. Do a real quickie cleaning here. See if it looks a lot better. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. It's a little bit cloudy. Cloudy and scuffed up a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. Little patina on there. So set that aside. Okay. Now I need to remove all of these goofy, all this crap. It's got to come off. Let's get it off there. Put them over here, I guess. See any cuts on the board, so I think we're good. This bridge isn't supposed to be there. Get rid of that. Should be able to just splice these wires back in and see how that works. I think I'm gonna pull this thingy off the board and see if I can't splice it back together without destroying it, so I don't have to reconnect everything like that. So, okay, everything's going there. I don't think I screwed that up too bad. Let's go here. Okay, I'm going to pull this piece off here. Let's so I can get to reconnecting that part of it. Hopefully I can take this off without destroying the board. Okay. Let's see if that's loose enough to get it out of there. I think so. There it is. Okay. I need to very carefully strip this and put insulation on. Little heat shrink I got. I won't bore you with this splicing. I'll show you what it looks like when I get it done. Okay, again okay, and here's the here's it all spliced and ready to go back on the board here. You poke this back onto the board. Push it on there like that. Perfect. Solder it back up. Okay, that's one switch unbutchered. Now we can do the other switch. Hook these all through there. My heat shrink for single wire stuff. Gonna do that one too. Find my wires again. That one and this one. Where can I poke them through? About right there. Okay, maybe thread these under through here, because they're going to be put back down where they're supposed to be. Get you out of the way. Put these two back together. Got those two wires spliced together. I'll show you my really cool, really old heat shrink gun. It's got a little thing on the end here so it cups the air around the wires. And you just give it a whoops and it does it really fast. It's like that. Shrink the tubing, and these wires are now spliced and put back into their spot. Now next I've got to disconnect this butchery on the bottom here. I'm gonna remove this wire from the 8-volt regulator. That out of there. Remove it from the pot. Where'd you go? Ah, there you are. Okay. Might be a little tough to get to. Okay. That wire. Now the yellow wire. This guy right here. I hope it's long enough. It's in. We'll have to make it longer. That goes over to this potentiometer. Sure if it's easier to get to it like this. Probably is. Maybe not. Maybe. It looks like there's enough wire there, so tin that up real good. Back on there like that. Now I don't see anything else changed on the board. I don't see anything missing, so I should be able to fire it up and see if it's reasonably on frequency. If it isn't, I'll have to do an alignment anyway. Back in its hole. There we go. That goes there. That one goes there. Okay. Let's put the meter back in its hole. Let's do this first. Put the blub back in first. Easier that way. Where'd the other wire go? Go back here. Add a little solder here. Just a little touch of solder with rosin. Tack these back in. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's do a preliminary here before I start the cleaning process. See how. And we have it back hooked up again. So we can see it is great there. It's got signal. I hear it here. Oh, it's not hooked up. Let's hook it up so you can hear the tone. There's the tone. So we have S9. Here's the transmit. Take that apart so it doesn't squeal. And there it is. It is low, really low. So I got a problem with the transmit. And guess what? There is a open diode down here. Somebody cut that diode to inhibit the transmit from getting into the clarifier. So I've got to find a diode for that and replace it. Other than that, it's looking good. You can see here that we have dim works again. Kinda. Yeah, I'll have to chase that too. It should dim this as well. So see, that one works. And the tone works. I've already verified that the tone now works. I'll chase a couple of more anomalies. I had to reinvestigate the switch there, and there was he had bridged across the switch so that the light would stay on, and that is the reason that the light did not dim before. So as you can see now, get my hands out of the way, it dims, and the dims as well. So we now have the dimming function working. I just got to replace the diode and then we'll start, and I'll clean up. I'm going to clean up the front panel and put it back together. Start an alignment. Gotta investigate the output too. It's kind of low on transmit. Okay, that'll keep that from flopping around. Okay, let me go get a diode. Find me a diode for that little sucker. Gotta have one around somewhere. Got the diode replaced, and that diode is right down here next to this crystal. Right there. And now we have transmit. You can see that's pretty darn close, but I'm going to do a full alignment on this thing. I want to see about this too. Oh yeah. Somebody just messed with the carrier control, so it's all good. Just to touch the carrier up, we're going to have to do a audio. We're going to have to do all the meter stuff. This needs a complete alignment. And that is next. I'll probably shoot the pots first. Boom, boom. Shoot the potentiometers and the switches and clean them. And then we'll go ahead and start alignment here. Get the probe. I'm gonna need a knob on the clarifier. Put a knob on here real easily so I can make sure this is exactly 12 o'clock. Now we can find the test point, which is this resistor back here. It's test point 3. And you can see on the counter that we are kind of out of whack here. Let's see if we can pull them all in. Do the AM first. We've got Houston. We still have a problem. Okay. Gonna have to chase that. That should be $765, and I can't get there, so something is still anomalous here. Gotta start chasing resistors here and see what happens. Okay. Let me do some chasing. Upon further examination of the board, we found this little guy, R44. He had butchered that cut that part of his clarifier mod. I have a new one I'm going to put in the slot, and with that we should have a working clarifier circuit again. Gotta watch these guys, they're pretty snazzy. At least he didn't cut it up too bad. I've seen way worse chop jobs than this, but it was pretty chopped. Alright, what do we got here? Get the 99% alcohol out here and clean a little bit of this up. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Be careful of that guy. Okay. Let's plug her back in. I will start the alignment, so that'll be my next trick. Let's start the alignment again. I've got all the junk back where it's supposed to be. I think we got all the cut parts back where they're supposed to be. And we can start the frequency alignment. Let's put the probe back where it's supposed to be and see if we got something better than we had before. Ah, yes. Put that in the center. And we have absolutely good. So this is the AM. We'll do that one first. That's where it's supposed to be, 34.765 on channel 1. That's what the service manual tells you to do. It doesn't matter what channel you're on, but I do it on 1 because I remember the numbers better that way. I need another knob here so I can okay. So let's see, this is going to be the lower side. I believe it's 665 is where it should be. Yes, 34.7665, and I usually do the transmit at the same time. The manual doesn't explicitly do it this way, but I like to do it this way. Find the transmit frequency, you watch the counter, and when I go to transmit, it should stay the same. So what we want is we want the transmit to be exactly on the same number, like that. So transmit, not transmit, transmit, not transmit, same number. That's how you do that. Now you don't have to mess with the transmit at the end. I do it that way. If you do all the numbers right, it all comes out pretty darn close. So this is going to be I believe it's 7635. I should probably check the book. Make sure I don't screw this up. I usually have the numbers off the top of my little brain. And it is 7635. And from here, we hop over to the IF, which is back here, usually a resistor in the back here that's sticking up with a bare lead. You can always recognize it. I think that's, can't remember what the test point is. Let's see, according to the book it is test point Okay, test point 1 is the one I just did. And then test point 3 is the IF. I think it varies from radio to radio. This one actually says test point 3, and I don't know what that one is. Probably test point 1. Doesn't matter. This is the IF. So looking at the counter, it's perfect. It's 7.8015. That's exactly what we want. And 7.7985. I don't even have to touch it. Now we go to AM and hit transmit. And that one has to be exactly 7.8 megahertz. I'll just touch that one a little bit. Right there. Kind of where you want it. Doesn't look like anybody's dicked with the bias, but I don't trust the way those pots look. So I think I'm going to check the transmit bias. And I'll show you how that's done. To do the transmit bias on the final and the driver, this is how I do it. I take my trusty Simpson meter here. Which way you can see it better? Okay, it's a little glary, but it's the best I can do. So you put the meter on 100 microamps. And then you pull both of these off of the board. There's a purple one, and a blue, and one's for the output. One's for the bias is for the driver, and one's for the transmit. So you take this and you put it on the peg that came off in here, there. Then you put this lead on the one you want to do. Can't remember which one's which here. Let me look. Okay. The one in the back is the driver. Right? Yeah, the one in the back is the driver. So that would be the purple one. The purple one is the driver. We'll do it first. Clip your meter on here. And that is a little bit too much. We don't need that much on the driver. Oh, that's the final. I'll be darned. I had it wrong. Okay, I had it backwards. So this one is the purple. The purple one is the, and you want to set to 50. Close enough. About 50 microamps. Then you come over to this other one. You set this one. Whoa. Uh-oh, got a problem in that circuit. That's not good. Okay, we're going to have to do a little bit of shooting here and see what's going on with this. Yep, shouldn't be drawing that much. And it should be adjustable. So there's something going on there. I'm going to have to do some troubleshooting back here and see what's going on. Okay, after schnizzling around a little bit here, I just made an error. The mic gain has to be all the way down, and you have to be on sideband to do this. So here we go. Let's put this, get this back over here where you can see it. Okay. Okay, there is what we want. We're going for And there's that thing. Okay, here we go. Try again. So we want this to be at 25. So here we have 50 and 25 should be right there. So the on this scale right here. So this would be 5 on the 100 milliamps. So this is 100 milliamps. This one right here, the red one. So that's going to be between 2 and 4. So that's perfect. That's 20. That's where I wanted it, right there. So you can see that moving up and down. That's it. Okay. Now I'll recheck the dry or the final. I'm pretty sure it's okay. But that's one of those dealies you just have to remember to do, and that is make sure you're on sideband because you don't want any signal going through. And it's right at 50, just a little bit high. It doesn't have to be right on. That's a really sensitive one. I'd rather it be a little under than over. It's like the guy who taught me all this stuff in the beginning, way back. He says, yeah, you just need some. You don't have to have exactly what they say, but you just need some. But I just like to have it what the factory wants it to be. So there you go. That's how you set the bias. And then you just connect her all back up here. Put these back on their little posts. And then we'll put away the meter and go on to the next part of the alignment. Okay, so I don't know if anybody caught it, but when I did the frequency alignment, I had the clarifier circuit backwards. The frequencies were backwards for upper and lower. So if you go back and look at my mistake, it was the upper sideband that was 34.7665 and the lower sideband was 34.7635. I had those two reversed. So I have recalibrated, I've caught my error, and now we're going to go on to peak the receive. So I just show you some of the bonehead things that I go through and I'm not watching what I'm doing. It's always a lot of fun. I don't want you guys to miss out on my mistakes. So now I've fixed that. Let's go ahead and get some. Okay, I have offset the frequency generator. I'm going to go up to 19 to do this. 19, the signal generator on 19. And forgive the tone, but I got to have it on a little bit. I'll turn it down as much as I can, but I want to hear it. So this drives some people crazy. Now what we do is we turn the generator down, way down as far as we can. We'll turn the scope up so you can see the El Huevo, and I'm going to peak all of the all the cans. We're going to start back here in the back, like I always do. And you can probably hear it. I'm looking at a meter. You can see it on the scope. Let me turn that one off. Okay. That one came up a little bit. That one was good. Yeah, it looks like these are all good, pretty close. It's got good receive. I'm going to go through it just because I'm in here. I just go through all these cans. Nice sharp peaks. Like it. That one. Okay, and then the two side bands over here. It's looking good. No anomalies. Okay, let's put it back on frequency. Turn the modulator on. Go to AM. This is way down. Not sure. It's a little bit better. A little bit more signal there. Peek these three here. The ones with the, there's a black one, a red one, and a yellow one. Gonna do the red one now. Yep, these are all pretty, and this one's pretty sharp, so yep, those didn't have to be touched. They are good. You can turn that down, turn that down. Now I can turn this signal generator all the way up. And when I do that, we're at S9 on the signal generator. And you can see, oh, no you can't, there you go, that the meter is at S9 right on the schnozola. That's good. Now I'm going to go to sideband. And that one up. That one's really close to S9. I don't think I'm even going to ding with it. I'm not going to mess with it. But in case you were wondering where those adjustments are, this is the sideband meter and the AM meter. One of those two, one does one does the other. Okay. So we've already, I haven't checked transmit frequency since I done this. Let's see what it looks like. Take that out. Oh. Gotta put that back together. Oh yeah, it's right on. It's right bang on frequency. How do you like those gabbles? Okay, now we can audio. Ooh, it looks like somebody did. Oh, here, this is, I want you to see this. Okay. This is what it looks like when the mod limiter's pulled. Yeah, that's a mess. I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, I'm gonna go see which one, see what got butchered in here. I see it all. No, I gotta go out and get the, do the unbutchering and put the mod limiter back in. So I'll do that. See if I can figure out what he cut, and I'll get back to you in a minute. And my suspicions were confirmed. Somebody had cut TR24 out of the circuit. There was one leg hanging on in there. So I am going to put in a replacement transistor, and we're going to see if the modulation comes around to being nice again. Place this guy without making too much of a mess. Clean up. Whoop. Looks better than factory. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Okay. Let's plug in all the goodies again. I got the coaxiac in, and the power, and a microphone. Turn it back on. Let's see how it looks now. That's much better. How do you like that? Audio, audio, audio. It's kind of what I like it to see. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's check the sideband. Transmit. It's a little bit low. Ah, very interesting. Let's take a look at the, I'm going to have to take a look at some other test points here, see what's going on. I think it's a little low. So, I'm going to investigate a little bit. We'll just do a, let's just do a peeky, see if anything happens here. Okay, where's my magic screwdriver here? Oh yeah. Oh, somebody dicked with that one real good. And that's always the problem when you get in here. See, I'm peeking these cans. That one's not right. Yep, somebody got in here with his magic screwdriver. That one's okay. Yep, that now we're up to power. Now we're up to the 16 watts I'm used to seeing. So I'm going to set the ALC just at 15. Two-tone looks really nice. Okay, let's go back to AM. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. See how it's not rounded on the top, it's nice and kind of peaky. And that shows 15 on the old watt meter. 15 peak envelope power. And there's the modulation adjustment. I'm going to leave it almost all the way up. Just a tiny bit. Audio, so it just clips a little bit, not too bad. Audio. That's what I like to see right there. Get that out of your ear hole. All right, let's see what the the meter is low. Carrier is 4 watts. I want that to be up right at the top of the green before modulation. You can see that. Audio. That way it swings forward. And then on sideband audio, it kind of almost hits the end. If you bang on it, it will, but it's not too bad. Yep, that's kind of where I want it to be. So that's looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to check the squelch. I want to see if the squelch is banging the meter here. There we go. Let's see if the squelch is. The squelch really needs cleaned. I got to clean these pots and switches. They're nasty. Yep, I got to get to those. That's going to be my next trick. Squelch course seems to be good. Transmit frequency's good. Meters are good. ALC is good. Carrier's set. ALC is set. Meters are set. Bias is set. So we're pretty much done with the alignment. Now I got to clean her up, put her back together again. Clean her up and put her back together again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to bore you with the cleaning stuff. I'll be sitting here washing knobs and front panels and cases, but you saw what it looked like before, and after I put it back together, you'll see what it looks like after I'm done. And then we'll put it on the air. There's only one thing else I got to check before we go crazy, and that's the spectral analysis. I'll put that up, do that next, and then I'll start my cleaning. So, let's do the spectral analysis, which I already kind of took a peek at. It is out of spec, so I'm going to show you how to fix that. There is a can right over here. There's a can right here in the back, right next to the connector. It's right next to the RF connector. It's a little inductor there. You got to take the wax out of it. Somebody botched this one probably from the factory. So I'm going to show you how I put that back into spec. Okay, we got nothing on the analyzer. We'll key in the mic. Okay, you can see that the second harmonic's rather too high. It's like minus 50. I want to get that down another 10. So to do that, we get our magic screwdriver out, if I can find it, and we get down here into this inductor and watch it drop. I'll put my thingy on it so you can see it. Okay, right here. That guy right there. Watch it drop. That's where I want it, right there. And you see the other one, the third one starts to come up, the one on the right. It'll start to come up if I go too far. So I could bring the second harmonic down, but then the third comes up. I want them both to be the same. Minus 60. So that's where it's supposed to be. Other than that, it looks good. There's no other anomalies. Everything is clean as a whistle. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put some wax on that to keep it from moving. It's the only one that was botched. Everything else looks good. That's the way that works. I usually don't have to touch that one, but this is one of those times where I did. Okay, we're coming down the final stretch here. Doing the on-the-air check, I replaced the speaker, which was deader than a doornail. So this thing had quite a few things wrong with it. We brought her back to factory. Let's put her on the air and see how she sounds.
I waited till I heard that Roger beat, or what I thought. I might not have heard it, but I thought I did.
It's pretty good on AM.
My radio tore up on the floor up. Push and pull, worldwide superstar got down.
The meter's working again. Our local channel, not too much going on out there right now. Tone control works again. The bright dim works again. It's fully functional. Put the clarifier in the middle here. Let's see what we got on. And the usual criminals are on 38. The usual jammer guy. Can't believe nobody's found that guy.
Arizona, number 6, number 2, and number 3, Illinois, Raven. You got a copy? Come on. 05. Okay, 27, Raven.
Yep, we're up here in the Pacific Northwest, and we're here in Illinois like they're in our backyard.
Number 2 and number 3, 623, Illinois.
Transmit light works. Come on, come on. Yep, we got transmit. Everything's good there.
You're talking to a distribution a little lower than mine, so I don't know.
And there you have it.
3, 4, always pleasure.
A nice Worse for wear, but cleaned up nicely. The knob's cleaned up nice. The case cleaned up nice. Not much I can do about this part of it. It's a little worn off. I don't think I'll be able to find a bezel for it. Or I mean, it's faceplate. This is the bezel. That's the faceplate. So. Yep, it's coming up. It was pretty quiet this morning. Okay. So, there you have it. The Grant XL. Probably, this one's probably from the, I don't think it has a date code on it. It says built in the Philippines, so I'm going to say this is from the 90s. And it's got the Rubicon caps in it, so it doesn't need to be capped as of yet. Not like the ones from the 80s. The ones from the early 80s, mid 80s with the gray caps and the brown boards, those guys all need to be recapped. If they don't, they haven't been used hardly at all. Other than that, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. God bless. Hope you and yours have a great day and a great week. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.